Hey guys, I thought I would do a little get ready with me and just kind of talk about like where I've been, update you guys on life, and do my makeup at the same time. You'll have to excuse me. I chose a day where I'm like in pretty rough shape to be doing my first video back. Like last night, I was trying to put something away in my closet and I didn't want to like move my cat out of the way. And I tried reaching in and like bashed my face on the door handle. I'm losing my voice. I don't know if it's like a cold or a sickness or something that's going around, but we're still here. We're still surviving. So I already did all of my skin and everything. I'm just going to prep it with this Bobbi Brown Vitamin Enriched Face Base. I still have like a bunch of these little minis that I was taking for travel. And I have to say, you guys, I'm obsessed with this stuff. Like when you're going through more dry, cool climates, it's such a game changer. It just gives you so much more hydration. It's really nice. It lays really nicely underneath your makeup. Also, I wanted to get on and do this as like a talking series because I haven't really shared like where I've been. I was even kind of like off social for a while. I honestly think that I traveled more in the last like 3 to 4 months than I ever have in my entire life. And on top of that, like planning a wedding, just working, dealing with life, honestly, like so privileged to be doing these things, but it was a lot. Okay, first I'm gonna go in with my favorite foundation. This is the Shiseido Synchro Skin Self-Refreshing Foundation. This is shade 330 Bamboo. Okay, so I'm trying to remember when we first left Dubai and this whole travel escapade started. I know that we were going to secure and like check out wedding venues for our first wedding in South Africa. And then we were there for probably 2 weeks or so. We ended up securing the venue. Absolutely love. It's gorgeous. After that, we came home for less than 24 hours. I think we were here for like 12 hours or so before we jumped on a flight, changed suitcases, and packed to go meet some friends in Ibiza. That was incredible. Again, such a great experience. I had never been, so I loved it. The food was really great. We spent a lot of time like out on the water. We went to a few different concerts. It's a fun place. It's definitely a party place. I think my expectation for Ibiza was a little bit different. But I think it also depends on who you go with, what the vibe is, all of it. But it's a party place, and I'm not really a party girl. So I don't know. Maybe that's why it just didn't feel so at home to me. Okay, so we're just getting started. We are in Ibiza, and we find out some news that we are going to be making a detour and go with a group of our friends to the Czech Republic. We're going to Prague. A few of us had never been, so it just sounded like a fun thing to do. Why not? Let's all go to Prague. It was spectacular, I must say. Prague is probably one of those places that is not spoken about enough. It is so beautiful. The shopping's amazing. It's very well preserved. It's one of those places that has been so well maintained, wasn't really affected too much from like the wars throughout the years. So you can see so much old architecture. It's just stunning. And then the food is a bit interesting, but all in all, I absolutely loved Prague. It was really gorgeous. It was really something. I'm honestly trying to recall where we went to next because we went to so many different places. Where's my concealer? I'm gonna go in with the Too Faced Born This Way foundation. This is in shade Snow. Foundation, I mean concealer. Don't mind if I just cover up my battle wounds. Back to the story. We are getting ready to leave Prague. People want to keep going. People want to keep traveling. So we end up going to Thailand. First, we go to Phuket. It's more of like a beach, like Zen area in Thailand, unlike Bangkok, which is like crazy city, never seen anything like it type situation. Phuket was really nice. It was really relaxing. It was exactly what I wanted. You know, beach vibes, chill, not crazy party. But even being there in Phuket, it was a great like introduction to see what Thailand was all about, because Thailand is a little shocking for someone who might be more like conservative or just don't know what to expect. Like, people are freaky deaky in Thailand. So if you go out onto like these party strips and stuff, it is like something out of a movie. It's very bizarre, very bizarre. So while we were in Phuket, we stayed at this resort called Rosewood, and it was probably one of the most beautiful resorts I've stayed at. You had like your own private pool. You had this like beautiful outdoor bathtub and shower. It was just like so dreamy. It was so perfect. So honestly, most nights when like people in the group were going out, I would just opt to stay in because I'd rather just stay and enjoy this beautiful, beautiful resort. Like, I have no interest in going out and partying when I can stay and enjoy. Yes, I'm a grandma. I definitely am. Like an older woman in a young woman's body, trapped living her best life. So after Phuket, my fiance was like, okay, we're already in Thailand. These guys have to go see Bangkok. Like, they can't come to Thailand and not go there. He used to live there. He was in like a fighting camp or something in Phuket, and also stayed in Bangkok for a bit. So he knows all those areas really well. He was like the perfect tour guide for everyone. Right now, I'm just like setting my under eyes with Charlotte Tilbury, the Airbrush Flawless Finish in shade 1. But yeah, so we ended up flying over to Bangkok. Craziest place I've ever been. Like, was terrified to be in public by myself without him right next to me. Even if I was with someone else, I was still pretty spooked. Like, I don't know how to explain it. It's just very chaotic. And if you don't know where you're going, it can be a little overwhelming. Not that many people speak English, surprisingly. So it was just, I don't know, scary. If you're used to traveling quite a bit, especially in like Asia and new places, you might not be so intimidated by it. But it was my first time going to somewhere like this. So I don't know. I was a little on edge. Now I'm just going to bake my eyes really quick. This is a new under eye like brightening powder that I've been using. This is Laura Mercier. I think it's like Secret Eye Bright or something. I'll tell you guys in a second. I don't know how like explicit to be with you guys about Bangkok. I feel like it might just have to be something that's experienced by someone. But if you're not into that like freaky lifestyle, or like you don't care to even see it, I just advise not going, because it's just like a crazy city in general. I don't know, everything about it just kind of like rubbed me the wrong way. I could not live there. There's no safety precautions. We found these hotels though, since we were like living out of suitcases and stuff. It was nice to find places that felt a bit homey, and like you weren't living in like a teeny tiny like 1-bedroom kind of hotel. At the Kempinski in Bangkok, they had these kind of like longer stay hotel rooms where it felt like a giant New York City kind of apartment layout. Again, if I wanted to just like lock myself in the hotel, work, order room service, like let other people go out and explore and do their thing, I was free to do whatever I wanted and just hide away in my little sanctuary. So because of all that, I did feel very safe when I was there. And of course, like I said, my fiance knows the place very well, and he would never let me go out on my own while I was out and about there. So I was in good hands. just because I didn't show you guys what this was, this is the Laura Mercier, the Secret Brightening Powder for Under Eyes in shade 1. And then I'm going to go in with the Anastasia Loose Setting Powder Translucent, and I'm just going to put it in like the areas where I put bronzer. While we were in Bangkok, it was actually very neat. We got to go to all of these cool temples and like outdoor food marts and stuff. Those were things I actually enjoyed. We went to this like corgi cafe where it's this cute little like matcha cafe with a bunch of corgis running around that you can like play with, or like this vintage bar that had all of these like vintage video games, the Pac-Man, those big machines that had like all the games kind of built into it. And they only had like really nostalgic like food and drinks and stuff. So there were some really neat places like that. And then they had like the more high-end stuff, but a lot of it was just insanity. Okay, like my face steps are still pretty much the same. I'm gonna go in with the Glowish by Huda. This is in shade 3 Light. This is just the luminous pressed powder. It doesn't have that much coverage. It just gives like this nice dust of like shimmer, I'd say, like a nice glow to your skin. After we went to Bangkok, we ended up going over to South Korea. Oh my gosh, you guys. This place has the best food I've ever had in my life. It's so funny. They never have like remarkable food when you're on an airplane. Like you're not going to be blown away or impressed by these meals. It doesn't matter if you're in economy, business class. It's always just like, meh, you know, airplane food. I guess I had never really experienced South Korean food or like Korean food, like real Korean food, because we were on the airplane and the lady brought us bulgogi with kimchi and rice. And you guys, like my level of excitement to going to this new place heightened so much on that plane ride because I was obsessed with bulgogi that I'd never tried before. Like, so we got there and I like ate my weight in South Korean food. Like that was probably my favorite place as far as food goes. I was watching YouTube videos trying to find like the best South Korean or like Korean restaurants in Dubai after that, just going crazy. And they have the most amazing kimchi dishes, kimchi stews, like all this different stuff. And I might add, I despised kimchi before I went to South Korea. Like I had experienced it in the US and it was kind of gross. I don't know what we're getting imported into the US, but this stuff in South Korea changed my life. I'm obsessed. I'm a new woman, born again, and a lover of kimchi. They had this kimchi stew that I could have had every single day. It was amazing. I'm just going in with the Hoola Benefit Bronzer really quick, just adding some color to my face. I did a ton of research while I was there on like Korean beauty and went to all of their top places that sells like skincare, makeup, you name it, because they're supposed to be like #1 in the industry, like the most innovative. They actually have a Sulwhasoo spa there, which is one thing I was dying to do. And we ended up leaving early, so I didn't have time, but I found a ton of great stuff while I was there. Honestly, like South Korea as a whole, I don't know if I could see myself living there just because it's so much different, but I have so much appreciation for like the people, the culture, how hard they work. It was just such a neat place. While we were there, we also went to the demilitarized zone between North and South Korea. That was wild, you guys. I had like such a stir of emotions going through me while we were there. It was such a wild thing to see, just such a divide. I don't know, so much heartbreak. I won't get too much into that, but another funny thing that's really big in South Korea is, I think they're called like bang bang bars or something, bang bang bars, which is like a gaming place where they have like a food court and just a ton of PC bang, maybe? I don't know. I'm totally botching this. The guys would go check it out because if you know a guy that loves gaming, this is their ultimate heaven. It's open 24/7. So people will sit in there for days and days and just game and eat. Another thing that's really big there is karaoke, like karaoke bars, but they're not like the ones in the US. They're like private rooms that you rent with your friends and you can order like drinks and food and stuff. So it's more like a private affair, but it's hysterical because if you go into the lobby, you can hear people in their private rooms singing their little hearts out, and people party hard in South Korea. Sorry, I'm opening a Perrier, but very funny, very funny. I'm really just like blending this out, this powder, kind of like getting away any harsh lines. I just went over with the NARS Laguna to give a little bit more depth. So after we went to South Korea, I was tapped out, like I was ready to go home. I might add, I had one suitcase, you guys, that I had packed for Ibiza. Like, that's not a place where you pack normal stuff. You know what I mean? Like beach clothes, that kind of vibe. And I was living off of this suitcase of clothes for Ibiza. Of course, I did like a little shopping while we were in other places, but I still had to make it fit in one suitcase. But, you know, those are very small problems, so I don't feel bad for myself. I would just like to add that I pulled that off. I am not a one suitcase kind of gal. I'm rambling again. After South Korea, we ended up going to Singapore. I wanted to go home, but the group insisted we did one more stop, and we ended up going to Singapore. I had no idea what to expect from Singapore, if I'm being honest. Like, I didn't know that much about Singapore. I don't know if many people know how beautiful Singapore really is. It's very wealthy. It's absolutely stunning. It kind of gives me like Monaco meets Dubai meets somewhere else in Asia. Like, I don't know. I'm going in with this Jaclyn Hill palette, by the way. I forgot that I got this and I love it. Like, I love when you get something like this and you rediscover it at a later time. I'm just mixing the Pretty Posh Fancy Pans and Tempting, like these three here. But yeah, Singapore was the last stop. We were only there for like 24, 48 hours just to kind of like see it. And they were setting up for the Formula One while we were there. And it was just really cool seeing the city, like all the shopping, even though it's one of the most expensive places in the world to buy luxury goods. I just tempted myself and walked around a bunch and looked at everything, got ideas, and did a little bit of shopping because I had to. But yeah, and then after that we went home. We were absolutely exhausted. It was just so much traveling, so much jet lag. And then I was working on top of it. Like, I don't know, it was just nice to come home, unpack, like have a routine again. And then right after that, my fiance's mom comes to town and she's staying with us, which honestly is so nice. It just helped out tremendously with so much, especially because we're wedding planning together. Like I mentioned, we're having our first wedding in South Africa, which is going to be an Indian wedding, which I could never do and plan by myself. It's going to be 3 days, so she's helping a lot with that. And then she's an amazing cook. I love having her around. She's incredible. I honestly think I hit the jackpot with having such an amazing future mother-in-law. Very blessed. I'm gonna go a little crazy and just do like a bunch of highlighter right now. This is Fenty Beauty. I don't know if they sell this anymore. This is the Toasted Swirl Bronze Shimmer Powder. It's really beautiful. When I was there, Sephora, I had to ask for it. Like, it wasn't out, and she had one available in the back because apparently it was like an older thing that they were going to get rid of. But yeah, and then after she got here, a week later, my dad and a couple family friends were coming into town. It's probably my favorite thing ever when my dad comes to visit me in Dubai. Like, number one, he is my best friend. Number two, he's one of those guys that likes to have a good time. So he wants to do everything. He wants to go everywhere. You know, he's just like, he's a good time. So we had a blast when he was here. I think they were in town for 2 weeks or so, and we went to like Abu Dhabi, we went to the mosque, we rented like a yacht. That's our favorite thing to do whenever he comes, is just rent a big boat and go out onto the water and just sail around the Palm. This, by the way, is the Dior. This is the Backstage Glow Face palette, and this is in Glitz. But yeah, it was incredible, super busy, lots of family stuff. I think that's like the one thing I miss the most when I'm in Dubai, is just like access to family and loved ones, and just like being around people, like the people you're closest to. It's just so far away. Okay, I'm just about done with my face. I'm gonna go in to my eyebrows. This is the Benefit Goof Proof Brow Pencil. This is one of my favorites. So yeah, now I kind of like have a second to like breathe and come up for air. And I'm just like focusing on like work and wedding planning. And we have a couple more trips coming up. Oh, I forgot. We went to, it's too much, you guys, it's too much. After my dad left, almost immediately after, we went to Australia for 10 days. We just got back like a week ago. But that was my first time in Australia. We went to Sydney. You guys, I am the biggest Australia lover now, the biggest Sydney lover. I fell in love with this place. It was so abundant in so many ways. Just like chic, beautiful, beautiful. If it wasn't so far away and I couldn't live in the US, I think I would move to Australia. And everyone there was so nice. So nice. Like, I felt like I was in my place. You know, there's some places that you go in this world that you just feel genuinely happy. And when I was in Australia, I felt so genuinely happy. I don't know how else to put it. It was just kind of magical being there. If you have the opportunity to visit Sydney and you like beaches, you like the city, you like seafood, you like good people, then I would definitely recommend putting Sydney, Australia on your list of places to visit. I'm going to show you guys some beauty products that I found in South Korea. These are the eyeshadow palettes I've been like going for lately. Let me open them up. This is called Dasik. They're really cute. Like, I feel like everything in South Korea is very minimalistic. Just exactly what you need. Like, it's all about essentials. It feels very like French. And even like, this is just like something I found at their local drugstore. The packaging even is so nice. I was very impressed. I'm gonna go in with this style Nanda. They have some nice like base colors in here. I'm such a creature of habit. You guys know my looks don't change that drastically. I like to keep it consistent. Okay, where were we? Where am I? So honestly, it's just been hard to like film. I have so much content that I could use for like travel videos and stuff to share with you, but that's not really what this channel is right now. Like, I've really just been using this for like beauty stuff, that kind of stuff that makes me happy. And I don't want to like throw these random travel vlogs at you guys. And maybe let me know if that's something you would be interested in seeing in the future. So current plans now, we are getting deeper into the wedding planning for the Indian wedding, which means that I need to go to South Africa very soon to go meet with like vendors, our wedding planner, just start getting things together and more organized, prepared. there's a few days of like ceremonies and rituals and stuff before and after the actual ceremony, like the main wedding day. There's like the mandi, the hardi, it's a whole thing. But I'm very excited. And then also I need to plan my trip to India. We're planning on going to India in February to do shopping for the wedding, to find like all the outfits. I already know what I want. I already have like the reference photos, ideas, sketches, like all that stuff. But we also have to get like a bunch of jewelry and then outfits for other people. We have to make sure everyone has the proper attire. So lots of shopping and exploring. I'm super excited and anxious and nervous about going to India, but mostly excited. If any of you have been and you have any insight or, you know, good references for places for shopping or any advice in general when it comes to going to India, definitely leave a comment in the box below and let me know. I would love to hear from you guys about it. I think I'm almost done, you guys. I've been keeping it pretty simple with my makeup. I'm just gonna do like an inner tear duct kind of glow. I really love like a metallic kind of inner corner, which Benefit Cookie is great for. There's been so much happening. It almost feels weird to be sitting still and not be like go, 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 but also extremely refreshing because I'm such a homebody. I can't tell you guys enough. That like explains while I was on these trips, I loved just like staying and basking in the hotel and going to the spa and ordering in. Like, that's just me. So I'm definitely in my happy place, being back, being in my own space. But it's not gonna last for long because of all the things coming up, the trips coming up. Did I already put this on? I think I did. I don't know, my brain's not working properly today. The jet lag. This jet lag has done so much good to my life though, you guys. I wake up so early now and I go to bed at like 8, 9, like the latest 9. I feel like a new person. But yeah, we're gonna be going to South Africa, staying there for about 2 months. That's like a whole chunk of 2023. And then we need to start planning the wedding for 2024 in the US, which is going to be a traditional white wedding. It's kind of crazy to think that I'm having 2 weddings. Like, I guess if anything goes wrong at one of them, I'll have another that I get to like make it up at. I feel like this first one, I've already had so many different learning experiences, which has helped a lot in like thinking and planning for the next one. So I'm very grateful to have the opportunity to have 2 weddings. At the same time, it also made the most sense. Like, we both together have family in such different parts of the world, and we were contemplating doing a destination wedding. We also wanted to make sure that everyone felt like included and involved in our weddings within our families. So we just decided to make it fair to everyone and give everyone the opportunity in South Africa, where he's from, to go to a wedding that's more like within his, I don't want to say religion because he's not that religious. It's just like the culture, the Indian wedding. And then in the US, doing like that traditional white wedding. We kind of met in the middle and got the best of both. I was gonna finish and put on mascara, but I'm just gonna add a little bit of like these lighter colors here underneath my eye. I think that's one of my biggest pet peeves, is when there's like creasing of the makeup underneath your eye. It drives me mad. You guys, this is one of my favorite mascaras. It's so good. It like doesn't get clumpy. It's really great. This is the Lancome Hypnose Doll Eyes. And the best thing about this mascara is that you can go in and like basically add as many layers as you wish. So I guess also, while I'm here, since I've been away for so long, if there's anything that you guys want to see, like any specific videos, let me know if there's something that you're interested in, whether it be like products that I found overseas, travel videos, like whatever it may be, let me know and I can add those to the top of my list. Before I do my lips, I'm just gonna set my face with this Charlotte Tilbury. This is the Airbrush Flawless Setting Spray. Like, I've been so set on using the MAC Fix Plus. That's been my go-to. But I tried this one recently and I really, really love it. I'm really not shy when it comes to this stuff. Like, I douse my face in setting spray because I want it to melt all my makeup together and just kind of like fuse into one. I don't have any of the lip liners with me that I would ideally like to use. I'm just gonna go in with this Pat McGrath. This is the Contour Permagel Ultra Pen Lip Pencil. And of course, it has to be sharpened. So the reason this is not like my go-to everyday lip color is because it's just like slightly too dark or slightly too brown for my A skin tone, B lip color. You'll see. I'm just gonna do it really light too. I'm not gonna do anything crazy. So I just learned if you do like a straight line over the top of your Cupid's bow, it gives you a really nice lift. And that way you don't really have to overline your lips. You can just do that nice little like, I think in a makeup routine, lips really are so transformative. See what I mean? It's not bad, but it's just something I kind of need to like rub in. So it's not so intense. It's not so much contrast between like the actual lip liner and my lips. I usually like to do a lip liner that's like one shade darker than my natural lip color. And this is just a little more aggressive. I'm obsessed with still the Summer Fridays, the Lip Butter Balm. This one's in vanilla. I also tried getting one of the other colors. Oh, it's vanilla beige, but it's really not beige. It's like a brown butter, basically. It's intense. I'm like just about set. I just need to go blow dry my bangs and the front of my hair. Thank you guys for watching. I really appreciate you and I enjoyed catching you up, and I will be back soon with more videos.